The Khurban, the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, wasn't because it exploded, it was because it imploded. It wasn't something from the outside that destroyed us, it was something that fell apart in the inside that made us weak and penetrable. We know that the story comes after, in the Talmud, after the Pasuk, Yadasha Koneva Chamor Abus Be'alav, Amilo Et Bonan. My nation hasn't contemplated. Even an ox and a donkey, they could know who's the one who feeds it. They can know their master, but the Jewish nation doesn't contemplate. What does it mean that the Jewish people don't contemplate? We know that the story that brought the destruction was because of the story of Kamsa and Bar Kamsa, where a person invited Kamsa, and instead the person, there was a typo, and Bar Kamsa was invited, the enemy of the host, and the host threw this person out, and he asked people to have pity on him. He said, I'll pay for the meal. They didn't let him stay. He was thrown out, and the rabbi saw, they didn't say anything. He went to the Roman emperor. He told them that the Jews rebelled in you because he was angry at the rabbis, and the Roman emperor came and destroyed Jerusalem. Everybody lost out from this. Even the Roman emperor lost out having the crown jewel of his empire, the temple in his empire. Even the Bar Kamsa, nobody gained from this story. And it was because there was an implosion. No contemplation, not thinking about what happens when you hurt somebody to the core, you embarrass somebody in front of other people, not realizing that you invite the wrong person, what could happen, not realizing as a rabbi, your responsibility to stand up for what's right. And this is what brings destruction. Because when we fall apart on the inside, that's how we could be able to be taken on from the outside. We know that when Rav Yochanan ben Zakkai, the smartest of men of his day, he was so smart, he knew all the languages, he knew also understand the birds talking, the trees talking, he knew everything. And this same rabbi, when he had a chance to speak to the Roman emperor, and he had a chance to say, save Jerusalem, instead he said, just save Yavne, and the rabbis that are there. And what we see from here is that the greatest people could just not think, and we fall apart is when we are not thinking and not contemplating. And that's what makes us weak. The empires of the world didn't explode, they didn't get broken down from the outside. Whether it was Rome, it was Greece, it was Germany in World War II, or the Ottoman Empire, they all fell apart from the biggest mistakes that were made from within these empires. Marriages, schools, shuls, communities, when they fall apart, they don't fall apart from the outside, they implode. When somebody's not thinking, somebody makes a mistake, somebody's not responsible. Your business can implode if you're not understanding how to manage the staff that's working for you, not understanding how to serve the people that you are serving in a better way than your competitors. Not from the outside. It's sometimes we don't have clear how our business plan should work, and that's what makes us fall apart. When Moshe Rabbeinu had to hire judges, he was expected to hire chachamim and nevonim. The difference in chokhmah and navon, the difference in wisdom and knowledge, is that wisdom means you have the information, and knowledge is you don't necessarily know what to do with it. You don't know how to implement it. You don't know how to react to the situation. And sometimes a person is missing that bina, understanding the deeper, what happens after the information that you know and how it applies to life. You know, when teenagers have their issues in life, it's really what's happening to them is they're lacking 3 parts of bina. These are they don't understand consequence of their actions. It's just not working, that part of the brain. And you can tell them, look what's going to happen. This will hurt your future. This will hurt your... They don't see the consequence. Also, lacking is long-term perspective. They don't see more than the present moment, right? Think about right now, because of the pain that they're in, that's what's all that counts to them. And they also are lacking in justice. They don't see why they should listen to the parent over listen to some friend that they just made 2 nights ago at 2 a.m. That's what it means when a person is lacking in binah, lacking in the common sense. And in order for us to be able to have the Beit HaMikdash again, we need to be able to contemplate. That's how the Rambam says a person gets to love Hashem is by contemplating all the good that a person has. Contemplating all the good that people do for us. Contemplation is what makes us feel. And if we feel in the right way, we'll be able to rebuild the Beit HaMikdash.